Today is Tuesday, Parashat Bamidbar. In the third reading of this week's parasha, in other words, the third person that grew up to the Torah on Shabbat, is the description of how the camp of the Jewish people in the desert was organized. The Mishkan, the sanctuary, was right in the center, and all around it were the 12 tribes organized in each direction of the campus, 3 tribes together. So on the east, there was Yehuda, Issachar, and Zevulun. On the south was Reuven, Shimon, and Gad. On the west was Ephraim, Menashe, and Binyamin. On the north was Dan, Asher, and Naphtali. So that they were organized around the Mishkan when the focal point was the Mishkan, the place for the divine presence, as if all of them are coming together to focus on the divine presence that was in the Mishkan. Now, when they traveled, first started the ones on the east, then the ones on the south, then the Mishkan traveled, and then afterwards the ones on the west, and then the ones on the north. Each one of these 3 camps, or 4 camps, had 3 tribes within each one of these 4 camps. There was a flag for each group of 3 tribes, and then an individual flag for each tribe. The colors on the individual flags of each tribe were the same colors that was on the breastplate, on the Urim and Tumim that the Kohen Gadol wore, that had the stones, jewels for each one of the tribes, and the same colors that was on the flag was also on the tribes. The way that they were organized, the 3 on the east, 3 on the south, 3 on the west, and 3 on the north, was exactly the same organization that Yaakov Avinu instructed his children when they carried his coffin to be buried in Eretz Israel. The tribes were organized in that fashion also around his mitah. And also, according to the Midrash, in Shamayim, there's an organization of the angels that is similar, that this organization of the tribes is parallel to. So they traveled again in the same order, as we said, east and then south, and then Mishkan, and then west, and then north. And these 12 tribes, as they traveled, the order in which they traveled also parallels the 12 months of the year, starting from Nisan, paralleling Yehuda, Issachar, Iyar, Zevulun, Sivan, etc. And each one of the flags had also a symbol that is associated with that tribe. For instance, for a couple of them, for Yehuda, it was the lion, because he was the Gur Aryeh Yehuda. He was the leader. From him came the kings. For Asher, is an olive tree, because in his portion in Israel there was a lot of olive trees, and he was flowing with olive oil. And each tribe had its own symbol that represented the unique quality of that tribe. But then again, all of them coming together focused on the Mishkan. There's also a midrash that says that the banners had also letters inscribed on them. So if there are 4 sides, the letters were Aleph, and then Yud, and then Yud, and the second had Bet, Tzadik, and Ayin, and basically they spelled, the first banner had Aleph, Yud, Yud, Aleph for Avraham, then the second banner Bet, the third banner Resh, and then the 4th Mem. The He was a divine cloud, and then Yitzchak has 4 letters, Yaakov has 4 letters. So the banners of each one of these 4 formations had the name and the letters that compose the name of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and also indicating that we can really have the zechut of our forefathers when we're all united, when all the tribes, the 12 tribes are coming together in unity uniting the letters on their banners to form the name Abraham and the name Yitzchak and the name of Yaakov, that unity brings us also the merit, the zchut of our Avot HaKadoshim, of our holy forefathers. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.